good, everybody? Welcome back to the BlitzCity Podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Orr, and check this out. We are back with part 2 of the South Carolina State 2023 recruiting class breakdown, with this time featuring the defensive signees of the side of the ball. Now, just a disclaimer, a lot of these kids played both ways in high school. So their huddle highlights will feature offensive highlights and defensive highlights mixed in. So if you see an offensive highlight, just know they're coming to South Carolina State to play defense initially, but that doesn't mean that they can't be switched if it's not working out on that side of the ball. But yeah, so it's gonna be mixed in, so don't be confused by it. That's all I'm saying. So first, we're going to start off with Aaron Bowens, 6'2", 180-pound defensive back from Malden, South Carolina. Now, he had 7 touchdowns because he also played wide receiver, right? 7 touchdowns on the year, 41 tackles on defense, 7 pass breakups, and even a forced fumble. Now, the thing about Aaron Bowens is this is a kid who was all region in his conference. He had offers from Shorter University. Honestly, this kid won't give up on the big play. That much I can tell with him. On top of that, he plays really good in zone. I prefer him in zone over man coverage for what I'm seeing, because he can be a little handsy sometimes, but I do think he's a really good corner. So he plays really good in zone. And I think honestly, if it doesn't work out at DB, he'd be great at wide receiver. I do like him at wide receiver just a little bit more than I do DB, but I do think he is a great DB. And when you 6'2", 180 pounds, yeah, I'm gonna try you at DB first, because that's a great size for a corner to have. So yeah, man, he's from Malden, South Carolina. This guy is coming to your campus. Y'all are starting to really pile up on those 6'1", 6'2" defensive backs. So I honestly love to see it. So Aaron Bowens coming to South Carolina State in the fall. Can't wait to see what he does for the Bulldogs. After him, we have Omari Davis. Omari Davis is a 6'3", 215-pound defensive end and outside linebacker from Clover High School. Mr. Omari was really productive in his time in high school. He had 60 tackles in his final year. 21 of them were tackles for loss. He had 6 sacks, and he had an interception, as well as 11 QB hurries, 3 forced fumbles, 4 bat downs. So this dude was very productive, and he always found a way to get himself near the action. Now, the 6 sacks and the 11 QB hurries tells me, and it should tell you, that he knows how to get to the quarterback. That's what he specializes in. And although he's only 6'3" for a defensive end, this man has a very long wingspan. So whether you want to put him at defensive end or outside linebacker, that'll be up to you. That'll be up to the coach's transgression. But he had offers from West Virginia State University, I believe, Catawba, Newberry, Fort Valley State, Ottawa, and Lenoir-Rhyne. He was wanted by a few schools, and you can see why. The production is off the charts for him. He loves to get to the quarterback. He always finds a way to do so. Not bad in the run stopping ability either. He's going to need to put some weight on, put some muscle on, get that college weight room in his system, really get familiar with the weight room, so that way, he'll be ready to go when he does step on the field. But overall, I do like this pickup for South Carolina State. You can never have too many pass rushers. On top of that, our boy Jablonski Green, man, he only got a couple more years, and he probably on his way to the NFL. So, it's great that you have to keep those pass rushers coming in for the Bulldogs. So we'll see what he does in a couple of years. But after Omari Davis, we have Jordan Dollard, one of these kids who I'm very, very hyped about. I like all of these kids, but Jordan Dollard is one of the 2, right? So with Jordan Dollard, I'm sorry, one of the 3. I have 3 kids who I really love. He's one of them. Jordan Dollard is 6'5", 250 pounds, right? And he's a defensive end from Guilford High School. Now, he totaled 62 total tackles, 6 sacks, 13 and a half tackles for loss. He had 3 deflections, and he had a forced fumble. Now listen, when it comes to offers, he had Catawba, Fayetteville State, Fort Valley State, Winston-Salem, Mars Hill, Wingate, and Citadel. When it comes to Jordan, this man is devastatingly powerful. Devastatingly powerful. First of all, I love the size off the bat. He looks like he can jump off the porch right now and play week 1 for South Carolina State if he needed to straight out of high school. So that weight room on top of that physique that he already has is only going to make him better. It's only going to make him scarier going forward. But he is a guy who provides much needed depth for South Carolina State. Also, just a much needed talent for South Carolina State on that defensive line. I think he's gonna be one of the better ones on the team going forward. I do. I'm putting a lot of stock in Jordan Dollard. I love the way he plays the game. Devastatingly powerful. Coming in as a freshman, you're not going to be able to stop him. He can just find his way through the tackles with ease. Now, a lot of this comes from the fact that he's 6'5" in high school, and it's easier for him to just ragdoll his way through offensive linemen. But we'll see what happens at the next level because it's going to be a lot harder. So he's going to need to go into his tool bag a little bit. Can't wait to see what he does for the Bulldogs going forward. After Jordan Dollard, though, we got another kid who out of the three who I'm very excited for. And his name is Jordan Franklin. Now, Jordan Franklin is 6'3", 205 pounds. He's an outside linebacker and a strong safety. You don't really see that combination too much. Outside linebacker and safety, unless your name is Jabril Peppers. But that's what he plays coming out of high school. Now, he comes from Burke County High School, and when you look at this kid, he's one of these kids who just looks ready. Like, this man looks like he's a junior, a sophomore or a junior in college already with that physique. But he comes from Burke County. He has offers from Lenore-Ryan, right? And I think that's the only offer that I've seen for him. And I don't know why, because this kid's very talented. But listen, man, this kid will walk you down. I mean, he will walk you down. The speed, the chase down speed on him is just crazy, man. On top of that, he's a part of the cleanup crew, meaning if somebody gets a hand on the ball carrier and they ain't got him down just yet, oh, he coming. You might want to get down if you're the ball carrier, to be honest with you, and he's in your vicinity, because he is coming, dude. And when he's coming, he gonna hit you hard. You're going to end up on a highlight tape, and you're probably going to end up fumbling. So I suggest if he's in your vicinity, man, just get down. This man is a part of the cleanup crew, and he does not waste a good chance at a big hit. Now, I think he could be another B.J. Davis for South Carolina State. I think this is a reincarnation of B.J. Davis for South Carolina State, and I love this pickup. When I look at these two, that's who I can compare him to off the bat. I see B.J. in him. Okay, so I think he's going to be another B.J. Davis for South Carolina State. Time will tell, though. When he gets on the field, I don't know. Like I said, he's pretty strong already. In his squat, I think he squats 315. He deadlifts 460, and he benches 275. So that's not bad. So, we'll see when we can get Jordan Franklin on the field for the Bulldogs. But after that, man, we got Hunter Pickett. This is a guy who played running back and defensive end. And even though I like him at running back because he reminded me of Derrick Henry, he's pretty good at defensive line as well. So listen, he is 6'2", 224 pounds, and he comes from Westside High School. Now, in the 40-yard dash, he runs a 4.65. Not bad. Not bad at all for a defensive end, especially. Now, he has a vertical of 30.7. He benches 295 pounds, so almost 300. And what I can say about Hunter Pickett is that he is very explosive. Very explosive. He shoots the gaps very well at defensive end, and he has a high motor. Those are three very important things that you need at defensive end, especially if you are a 6'2" defensive end, which is looked at to be on the shorter side for the position. Because I played it at 6'2", so I would know. So, whether they transition him to outside linebacker or just keep him at defensive end, we will see. But just know this kid is very explosive. Very explosive, and he's very disruptive. So I think he's going to continue to bring that to his game while he adds and more moves in his pass rushing bag. After that, we got Cedric Smith, 6'4", 270 pounds, and he is a defensive lineman from South Atlanta High School. Now, he holds offers from St. Thomas, Bluefield, and Fort Valley State, as well as West Virginia Wesleyan, and runs a 4.8 in the 40. For him to be 6'4", 270 pounds, and running a 4.8 in the 40, that's crazy in itself. That's crazy in itself. That's pretty quick for a big man. I'm gonna just say that. So listen, Cedric Smith, quickness might not show up, even though I doubt he's not a slow guy whatsoever. But what shows up automatically is his fluidity, his smoothness, and his power. And all that goes in one when he's rushing the passer. Not only that, I absolutely love the way he comes off the football. His first step coming off the line is very impressive. I love to see it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I like Cedric Smith a lot. This defensive line class for South Carolina State is just very impressive in itself. And these guys together going to be a problem. So I want these guys, when they get in, to really learn from guys like Jablonski, so, they can up their tool bag and everything like that, and they can be ready to go. Because this group of defensive linemen is really impressive to me. So Cedric Smith, he's just another one of these guys that comes in, offers you great depth, and offers you great talent. He could be a difference maker for the Bulldogs. We'll see going forward, though. Cedric Smith, look out for him, man. After that, Quan Tony. Quan Tony is the third guy, and probably my most favorite player on the defensive side of the ball for the 2023 class of South Carolina State. Now, Quan Tony is a defensive back, 5'11", 167 pounds, and he comes from Lamar High School. That's right, the same high school as Jacoby Durant. I'm not gonna make this a comparison thing with Jacoby Durant. I'm not. But if I have to be honest with you, I see the playmaking ability the same way. I see the confidence that this kid play with, and I automatically love it. Seriously, man, I love watching Quan Tony play, to be honest with you. In the 40, he runs a 4.5. Keep in mind, he also played receiver too, so you'll see some highlights in that highlight tape. But he runs a 4.5. To me, this kid has great ball skills. Period. Great ball skills. You know how they love to say DBs can't catch? That's not true with him, because he played wide receiver too. This man can catch the football. He's a great catcher of the football. On top of that, if the ball is tipped in the air, it's coming down with Quan Tony, because he's always in the position to make the interception. On top of that, man, this man, he plays with swag. Like, everything about his game is just swagger. I'm going to take what I want. Very much Honey Badger-esque. Like, I just love to see it. He ain't afraid to put his nose in there and just go make the hard tackle, right? He's not afraid to get dirty. Like, he's one of those DBs who ain't afraid to get dirty. He loves to tackle. If he got a blitz, he gonna do it. If he got to get a sack, he gonna do it. This man does whatever you need him to do. He plays with swag in every sense of the word. And he just takes what he wants. I like Quan Tony a lot, and I think he's going to be the playmaker for South Carolina State, the big playmaker. Now, whether they put him at safety or DB is completely lost to me, but wherever he's at, it doesn't matter. He's going to make an impact for the team. So I don't know when he's going to step on the field. You know how it is with Coach Pugh. A lot of these guys are going to get redshirted. You might not see him for a couple of years, but when he does step on the field, I think he's an NFL guy. I really do. I think he has the potential. Let me say that. I think he has the potential to be an NFL guy. Very underrated. Not a lot of offers. Clearly, I don't even think I saw one, but we'll see. Now, after that, we got 2 transfers from Division I schools, from HBCUs no less. One from the MEAC, one from the SWAC, who is now a South Carolina State Bulldog. The first one comes from the SWAC. His name is Malcolm McGee, a DB transfer from Alcorn State University. At 6'1", 190 pounds, Malcolm McGee actually had a pretty interesting career in college football. He started out at Colorado State, where he played 2 years in the MAC conference. I think that's where Colorado State is located. I think Colorado's in the Pac-12. Colorado State is in a different conference, I believe. Maybe they are in the Pac-12 too. Either way, he played Power 5 football. He played FBS football. So he played at Colorado State. Transferred from Colorado State after 2 seasons, went to Alcorn, had his career there, and now he's at South Carolina State. He's a journeyman. He's a college football journeyman. So he is a grad transfer using his last year of eligibility with the Bulldogs. And we will see what kind of player he turns out to be. Me personally, I think he provides immediate relief to South Carolina State. Immediate relief, because you're still trying to find that next guy who's going to be the leader of that secondary ever since Jacoby left. And I think he's one of those guys who will replace even kids like Zion Keith, who can come in and just be something special for your team. And after Malcolm McGee, you got Aiden Weber. Last but not least, Aiden Weber. Aiden Weber is a linebacker who is coming from Delaware State University. Now, he's 6'2", 210 pounds. And last year, because I think he's a rising junior, he's going to be a junior this year. So last year, in his sophomore year, he totaled 41 tackles, had 28 solo, 13 assist tackles, and an interception. And what I can say about Aiden, is that Aiden is a big hitter, a very big hitter. another cleanup crew member. Also, he just finds himself in the right position each and every play. Each and every play. He does not allow one man to block him. He's very relentless in that aspect. He does not allow one man to block him. Aiden Weber is what is needed for South Carolina State because you lose B.J. Davis to Eastern Carolina University in the transfer portal. So this was a good pickup. This was a good replacement. You know, this guy is productive. He gets after it. He's going to put up numbers for you, decent numbers for the defense. And, you know, now you really don't fall off. You replace one with another. I'm not saying he's B.J. Davis because a lot of people ain't. But he's a very productive player. And actually, he's on campus now getting that work in. You know, I mean, because, you know, the spring game ain't too far away, so which I will be at, by the way. But, you know, the spring game ain't too far away, so, you know, kind of had to happen. But, yeah, man, he's on campus right now getting it in. If you go on his Instagram story, he was just running bleachers today at the stadium. So he's ready to go. Overall, the 2023 recruiting class for South Carolina State is not bad at all. This is quality over quantity at its finest. I love to see it. Y'all saw the three guys who I'm really a fan of. You let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about this class. Who's your favorite player for the defensive side of the ball? Who you think is going to stand out in a couple of years? And with that being said, again, you are watching the BlitzCity Podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Orr, and I'm out. Peace.